Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Kim. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I'm really glad you're here. So today I'm going to be doing talking about Doordash Stacked Orders. I have hesitated on how to approach this, and I'm just going to go out and tell you that I think they suck way more than they used to, and I'm going to tell you why. So this is what a stacked order looks like. Basically, this is 2 deliveries to 1 house. Anyways, please subscribe before we get started. And if you find this interesting or you learn something, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. So let's get going. Okay, so what's a stacked order? Well, typically with food delivery, a DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, etc., you pick up from one restaurant and deliver to one customer. Okay, but sometimes they stack the orders, so you either pick up from one restaurant and deliver to 2 customers, or pick up from 2 restaurants and deliver to 1 customer, or pick up from 2 restaurants and deliver to 2 customers. This is what they look like on our screen when we get them. So this is basically you pick up at 2 restaurants, deliver to 2 houses. This is one where you pick up from 2 restaurants and deliver to 1 house. This is actually 2, but I was trying to find one that only had 1. I didn't have a screenshot, but let's just pretend that this is picking up from this 1 restaurant and delivering to these 2 houses. I did not accept any of these, mainly because of the distance and the amount of time that it would take, but that's a whole nother video. I just want to show you what they look like. Okay, so why would DoorDash offer stacked orders? Well, efficiency. You're already going to that restaurant and driving in a general direction anyway. Money saving. They can pay reduced base pay for that second order. I really don't think that that's fair. Yes, if you're going to the same restaurant, like one restaurant to pick up for 2 people, I guess that makes sense because you're already there. But if you're going to 2 restaurants to pick up for 2 customers, I think that the base pay should be the complete amount. Now, the base pay have recently been reduced, supposedly, for shorter deliveries. I haven't really seen that yet. I've been on vacation for several days, so I haven't been working too much. So this weekend I'll be out, and I'll see if I notice any difference. But anyway, so I'm not sure what that second base pay has been lowered by since they made the change. Do you know? If you do, please put that down in the comments below so we can all learn from that. Anyways, they also offer stacked orders because it allows DoorDash to send other drivers to other deliveries. So, rather than sending 2 drivers to the same restaurant to pick up to food going, to a same neighborhood or whatever, it makes a lot more sense to have 1 driver pick up both orders. And they can hide some trash orders in with a good one and trick dashers at delivering orders that are hard to get someone to normally to accept. I'm going to talk more about that later. Are stacked orders good for drivers? Well, they can be. If the restaurants are very close to each other and the customers are also very close to each other, or one lives directly on the path to the other. It saves on driving time versus doing 2 separate orders. And you don't have to wait for the second order to come in. You already are doing 2, simultaneously. It can be profitable if the food is ready at about the same time and it's not a long distance between the restaurants and the customers. So you're basically doubling up, although it's typically not double the earnings, but you'll be spending less time to make more money. When you pick up 2 orders from one restaurant, it does not add any time to your pickup, really, unless you're waiting for that second order. But if they're both ready, you're already there anyways. So you can essentially be more efficient and make more money. Gas prices right now are through the roof, and taking stacked orders typically allows you to drive much less versus doing 2 separate orders. So there's a gas savings. Are there negatives of stacked orders? Yes, a lot. So basically there's reduced pay for the second order. If it's at the same restaurant as the first, that's really not a big deal, like I said before. But if you have to go to another restaurant to pick up, I think it is. Even if it's only $1 less, $1's a dollar. You can't really see what each person order is worth to you, how much the base pay is for each, and what the tip is for each. I used to be able to see, like, let's say I had an order for $15 and I was on the first pickup, it might say 11. So then I know the other one's only 4. But I don't see that anymore. I'm not sure if that's just in my market, but that makes it hard to know which one has a tip and which one doesn't. Or they might both. And with the hidden tip, it's hard to tell anyways. If one order is not ready, it's stressful because it's making the other customer wait. So I hate making the customers wait. I want to offer good customer service. I want to pick up their food and take it to them quickly. I don't want them to have to sit and wait. But stacked order, generally one of the two, you have to wait. And sometimes the stacked orders do not make any logistical sense at all. You'll pick up from restaurants close to each other maybe, but then each customer is off in a completely different direction. One of them is going to be pissed to see you drive off in that other direction, and that same person is also going to have to wait a lot longer to get their food, and it will be less fresh. It might even be cold. I don't see these as much as I did previously. For a while, I was getting a lot of them going off in just random directions, but recently they have been a little bit closer together, which is good. So, DoorDash has a trick of combining a horrible offer with a good one. So DoorDash often combines a no tip or a low tip offer with another delivery that the customer tipped well. They do this to get the horrible offer delivered. So if it's offered as a $3 order going 4 miles, no one's going to take it. Well, I hope no one takes it. But, then DoorDash will say, hey, let's combine it with someone who is tipped well and make it a $14 offer for 4 miles. Then someone will probably take it. Yeah, I think people would take that. But you don't know which offer is which. You don't know which one is, has a tip and which one doesn't. A $14 stacked order could be 2 $7 orders. It could be an $11 and a $3 order, a $9 and a $5, or some other combination. Or there could be a hidden tip and one is 18 and the other is 7, and you're really going to get $25, not 14. It's also random, and with the hidden tips and the lack of transparency, there's no real way to know for sure what you're going to get. It's frustrating. And I think this hurts not only the customer because they have to wait for their food. It also hurts the dashers because, we're not making as much money as we could. And it's also hurting DoorDash because these deliveries are sitting there. If they were just honest about what you were actually going to earn, I think that more of these offers would be picked up. They make a lot of the orders look sort of appealing to trick someone into taking it, I guess. And sometimes you could get a lot more money, but sometimes that's all you're going to get. So you have to really be smart about the offers that you accept. Anyways, so here's some more negatives that I found, that I figured out. These are, based on my own experience and my own opinions. You may not agree with me, and that's fine. We don't need to agree. I just wanted to share these with you. It's not easy to unassign part of a stacked order, which sometimes is necessary if one of the orders is taking forever. It used to be much easier to unassign half of a stacked order. Now sometimes I'm not able to do that. And especially you don't want to do it because you don't know which one has the tip and which one doesn't, and which one is making up the bulk of that money that you're earning. So it's a little bit unnerving. So this happened to me last week. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I think it shows a good example of why stacked orders suck. I should not have taken this order to begin with. I'm not really sure why I did. But anyways, I picked up the food, no problem. Upon delivery, I was unable to find the house of the first delivery. Well, first what happened is I get to the gate, and he did not have the gate code in the delivery instructions. So I'm texting him, hey, I need the gate code, blah, blah, blah. The timer started, got down to the 5 minutes. He still had not responded. I had gotten out of the car, put the food down, getting ready to take the picture, and then he responds with the gate code. My first mistake was to get back in the car and go through the gate. I should have just continued on with what I was doing. He could have come to the gate and got his food. Okay. That was stupid on my part, but I just thought it would be nice to just deliver the food to the guy. So, okay, great. So I get back in my car, drive, down the street, and the address that he has given in the app does not exist. So I'm texting him, hey, what's your address? I can't find your house. 2.5 minutes later, it's this, blah, 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 blah. Let's go to the right and go up the hill. I'm like, there is no hill. I'm like, I'm on the street. The highest number I have is this one. I don't remember what the address was, but let's say it was 1430 I was looking for, and the highest one I could find was 1420. I'm like, where is your house? I can't find it. Another 2 minutes or whatever. Meanwhile, this went back and forth for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh my God, I have this other delivery in the car. It was in the hot bag, so I don't think, it was going to be cold or anything, but I needed to get to this other delivery. And I felt bad for the second customer, but I was not late yet, so I was like, okay, fine, I'm just going to continue. I just want to get this delivered. I finally ended up leaving the food by the highest number, 1420, by their mailbox. I took a picture of it, sent it to him. I'm like, look, this is where I left the food. I can't find your house. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to just go pick it up. And then I left to go deliver the other order. Hindsight, I should have just left it at the gate and moved on. Meanwhile, I'm sure the second customer had seen me driving up and down this other street. I don't know that they know they were part of a stacked order, so I don't know. I'm sure they were not happy. I should have texted them. I should have done a lot of things differently, but look, that's, hindsight is 2020. Anyways, I did deliver both things. The second customer, I was not late. I got there before the expected delivery time, so essentially all was fine, but I felt bad because that person's food sat in my car while I was, waiting on this first customer, trying to figure out where his house was. Anyways, long story short, that is a good reason why not to take a stacked order. Here's some negatives from a customer's perspective. I believe DoorDash does tell them they are part of a stacked order, but I am not sure. Can any of you verify? Do any of you know? I've only ordered from DoorDash a handful of times. As far as I know, I have not been part of a stacked order. So I'm not sure what it tells them, if anything. Does it tell them you are picking up someone else's order or you're delivering someone else's order before theirs? I don't know. Anyways, the customer can watch us. So even if whatever they're told, I'm not really sure what they're notified, they see that you pick up their order. And then they see that you have the order. You've confirmed that you've picked it up. Now you arrive at the second restaurant and have to wait. So now that customer is watching you at another restaurant. And, if they don't know that they're part of a stacked order, they're probably thinking, hey, what the heck? Bring me my food. Why are you at this other restaurant now? And once you're delivering, they each can see you driving. The person with the first delivery will be fine because they're going to get theirs first. But the second person sees you go off in some random direction and wonder where you're going. That would not make me very happy. Here is a realistic negative scenario. So this could happen and does happen. Customer A's food was ready. So you get to the restaurant, you pick it up, you accept it, you put it in the hot bag in the car. Walk over to restaurant B, the food is not ready yet. Okay, so you wait a few minutes. Let's say it's a 10-minute wait. Customer A's food has been picked up and in the car for 10 minutes already. Okay, and customer B's is fresh now in your hand. Put customer B's food in the bag in the car. Okay, customer B is on the way to customer A's house, so makes a lot of sense. Let's just drop that off first. Let's say it's a 10-minute drive to customer B's house. Customer A's food has now been in the car for 20 minutes. Okay, customer B's food has been in there 10 minutes. So drop off customer B's food. It's warm and fresh. Now it's an additional 5 more minutes before we get to customer A's house. By the time we deliver the food to customer A, their order has been in my car for 25 minutes. Not only have they watched me wait at restaurant B, they saw me drive to customer B's house and deliver their food first, and then ultimately bring their food to them. So if I was customer B, I would not be happy. Not only has my food been sitting for 25 minutes, I watched someone else's food get picked up after mine and delivered before mine. Solutions. Yes, I understand I could go deliver customer A's food and then come back and pick up customer B's food, but that would take me way more time, more mileage, and more gas money. And it would reduce the benefit of doing the stacked order to begin with. Yes, I understand I could switch the delivery order and deliver customer A's food first and then customer B's. Sometimes I do that actually. I look at the map and, it just has to depend on where the customers live. Is one directly on the way to the other? Is one going to leave me in a better location after the delivery for more offers, etc.? Is one driving off into Tullyville? You have to look at all those things and determine which one makes logical sense to deliver first. And yes, I could unassign customer B's order altogether since it wasn't ready, and I could just go do customer A. But since you don't really know the total advertised pay of either order, we used to be able to see that, but not lately. You may be unassigning the one with the tip. I used to be able, let's say it was a $15 stack, and you're on the first pickup. It might say $11. You're like, okay, this one's worth $11, so that means the other one's worth $4. So unassigning the second one is no big deal. But let's say this one is $4, and you don't really know because you can't see that anymore. And I'm not sure if any of you can still see that. I can't see it anymore. I don't know if that's just in my market. I know they're trying all different things with different markets, but I can't see the stacked, which one, the value of the first one to determine what the value of the second one is. Anyways, so my opinion is DoorDash stacked orders kind of suck. Yes, there are a few positives, but they just suck. I feel like there are way more negatives for the drivers and for the customers. I really only like to take them if there are 2 pickups going to one customer. Like if I'm going to go to Chipotle and then to 7-Eleven and then take it to John's house. Then he knows that any waiting and driving I'm doing is for him. He's not going to be mad because he knows that I'm going to 7-Eleven. I might have to wait, but that's okay. That's his stuff I'm waiting for. If they see you waiting for someone else's order, I think it's just hard. I don't think that anyone likes that scenario. But will I take them in other situations? Well, sometimes. It depends on the restaurants and the customer locations and the money offered. If I feel like I can get both customers' food picked up quickly and to them quickly without driving off in some strange direction, then I'll accept a stacked order. But I just don't like to do it. I just don't think it's beneficial to the customer. Now, sometimes it's fine. I do some of them and I don't have any issues at all. But lately, I don't know. It's just been a mess. So what's your opinion? Do you like stacked orders? Do you accept them? Do you have any stacked order failure stories you'd love to share? please put it down in the comments below. I'd love to read it. I'd love to hear what's your opinion about stacked orders. And do you do them for other platforms? I don't get them very often on other platforms. I really only do Grubhub and Uber Eats, but most of the Uber Eats offers that I get are pretty bad, so I don't do very much with Uber. Grubhub I like a lot. It's not enough on there to keep me busy, so DoorDash is much more popular in my area, so I get a lot more DoorDash offers. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for clicking on this video, and see you next time.